As we head into the final night of the Republican National Convention, it might be good to revisit just a few of the factual inaccuracies that Donald Trump's running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, told in his acceptance speech just last night.
It's about the energy worker in Pennsylvania and Ohio who doesn't understand why Joe Biden is willing to buy energy from tin-pot dictators across the world when he could buy it from his own citizens right here in our own country.
For those of you watching at home who think, that doesn't sound quite right, it's because it's not. In truth, under the Biden administration, the United States is producing more oil than any country ever has. In fact, the nation set a record for crude production in 2023, outpacing what any country produced that year. You may not like that, but that is a fact. Then Vance said this about Trump's presidency.
He created the greatest economy in history for workers.
Also not true. During Trump's presidency, the unemployment rate fell to 50-year record lows, but then COVID happened. It's President Biden who has matched and exceeded those records. Additionally, wage growth also did not set records under Trump. Adjusted for inflation, wages began rising during the Obama years and kept increasing under Trump. Here's another thing that my next guest will help us unpack.
The Democrats flooded this country with millions of illegal aliens. So citizens had to compete with people who shouldn't even be here for precious housing.
That's quite a whopper. Joining me now is Stephanie Ruhle, NBC News senior business analyst and host of the 11th Hour and a debunker, fact deliverer of all policies. Okay, so Stephanie, let's start with that last one. This is kind of a favorite whopper that we hear from Republican talking points frequently. Give us the actual facts.
Okay, well, let's start with this idea that immigrants are taking your jobs. We have an immigration problem. We have an illegal immigration problem in this country. For years and years, we have needed comprehensive immigration reform, and we haven't gotten it. One of the main groups asking for it is the business community because we have a labor shortage. And this notion that immigrants are stealing American jobs is simply not true. Now, if you're worried about the economy, Donald Trump's plan of mass deportation is only going to hurt our economy. Because if you take all of these people out of the country, A, they're no longer going to be contributing spending here, and that's going to shrink our economy, and we're going to be further short on labor. We know that under the Biden administration, $2 trillion in infrastructure spending is happening. We need a labor force. But what's most interesting about that point that J.D. Vance was making, it was really a broader point about the housing crisis, the bubble that popped in 2008. And he blamed, Wall Street robber barons, the subprime crisis, and how it threw people from their homes, it destroyed small businesses. He's not wrong. Here's what's wrong. Donald Trump is A-OK with that business. When he was in office, he reopened predatory lending. He loves payday lenders. Steve Mnuchin became a very, very wealthy man because of the subprime crisis, just like big donors and attendees in this place like John Paulson, who became a billionaire through subprime, and he's one of Trump's biggest donors, who raised $45 million for him back in April. So for me, the takeaway that I'm scratching my head on, there are all sorts of policies that J.D. Vance and Donald Trump represent, like extending the corporate tax cut. J.D. Vance is anti-supporting Ukraine. Obviously, overturning Roe v. Wade was their crowning achievement. But they're not talking about any of those things. J.D. Vance last night and Donald Trump tonight is going to push this pro-worker populist message. And it's amazing because in the state of Ohio, there is a senator who has had a populist message who's worked for the working man and woman for years, and it's Sherrod Brown. And if you're talking about unions, right, you're the head of the Teamsters here the other night, which was amazing that Donald Trump is potentially getting their vote. But you didn't see a lot of these people in the crowd cheering him on because the Republican platform is not pro-union. So for me, my big takeaway is just this giant disconnect.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, Stephanie, and you talk about this often on your show, you educate all of us on your show about this. The GOP messaging is out of whack. This is the awkwardness for them, right? It's out of whack with what their actual policies are. So you've mentioned housing. We've talked about economic data. In terms of things that impact people a great deal out there, what else are we missing, and what should people be watching for in the speech tonight and know what the actual facts are?
again, this goes back to, is Donald Trump going to have this message of unity? We keep hearing that. There's all this anonymous reporting from inside the campaign that he's lowering the temperature and the tone. I have yet to see that here. Look at the signs people are carrying. But to me, what's going to be the interesting takeaway after this is how are Democrats going to handle it? Because as I've said, I'm fact-checking my little head off with all of the falsehoods that they're pushing on this stage. But is there going to be a Democrat? Is the Biden campaign going to educate the American people and let them know that our borders are not open, that our economy is improving, that all of the policies that he has put forth over the last 4 years have been to help America? Because right now, Donald Trump, who is a very effective communicator, a better communicator than Joe Biden, is stealing his lines when Joe Biden has the policies and the work.
Stephanie Ruhle can't fact check on her own. That's one of my big takeaways here. Everyone send out the fact checks. Thank you so much. I know we'll talk to you a lot more later this evening.
Hey there, MSNBC fans. I'm Luke Russert, and be sure to join me, Rachel Maddow, Jen Psaki, Lawrence O'Donnell, Steve Kornacki, Joy Reid, and many more September 7th in Brooklyn. MSNBC Live Democracy 2024. Click on the link for ticket information. We will see you there.